Okay, we are about to be live.
So, which what?
All right, so here we are. We're live.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi louder.
Hello.
There you go. Everyone, this is Atlanta 911 in the studio with us tonight. And she's going to be pushing buttons because that
Hey,
is something she excels at.
gonna
So,
say I push your buttons a lot.
yeah. All right. So, uh, just a couple of minutes before we go on the air. And I've got my script. And I've got no notes. So, we're going to wing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you got the buttons down. You got that one. You got 7 does that. And then 8 does that.
Yeah, we can
And
take
then
8 off.
9 does that.
Yep.
Okay, and then here's a cool trick. If you double click the button, oh,
You don't have to hit enter.
I guess that's not working. I wonder why.
Hmm. I wonder
Huh.
who. I wonder who rigged that up.
All right, so the double click doesn't work. Try it on that keyboard. See if the double click works there.
What number am I going to?
Try 6. Yeah, it doesn't switch. All right, so hit 6 and then enter. All right, so that does work. So you can use either keyboard. It doesn't matter. All right. Yeah. And all the viewers at home are going, what in the world is going on?
Huh.
Yeah. Well, this is how we roll.
So, question.
Yeah.
You can decide Coke or Mountain Dew.
I chose both actually, and they're both open, so I'm going to be switching it up. One may or may not have a little something in it.
Gotta go with the captain.
Captain?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay. Well, hey, looky there. It's almost time to launch this thing.
The Tweedledee and the Tweedledum show.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure which one's Tweedledee and
Oh, I know
which
which one.
Oh, Lordy.
Uh-huh.
So if we're gonna cuss, now is the time to do it before we
Oh.
go on the air.
Oh, we could have wee ones on the air, so we are on the feed, so we want to be careful about
So
that.
it's son of a motherless goat.
Yeah, cheeseburgers.
Cheese and rice.
Yeah. Oh snap.
Holy nightgown.
All right. Yeah, don't forget. In order to talk on the air, you have to have the button down. If either one of us has the button down, that's good enough. So if I've already got it down, and I see that you're going to say something, I'll hold it. But if you want to be sure that your words get out, then you gotta mash a button.
I never have anything to say.
Yeah, I know. All right, we are officially 15 seconds late. I love this because you'll hear people that'll, you know, kind of panic. Is the net going to happen? Is it going to happen? Oh my golly, they're not on the air yet. So
I'm never
sorry.
on it this time.
Well, if you were, then you'd be aware of that. Somebody's going to key up any second now and ask if the net's going to happen. Good evening, friends, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. I'll be working off the Pine Log repeater tonight, but we will be networked in with Sassafras, Somerville, Jersey, Madison, Lookout Mountain, Ball Ground, Crawford, McDonough, Noonan, Columbus, Moreland, and Zebulon, as well as Zello. Tonight's RF coverage will be in excess of 31,000 square miles. That sounds huge.
That does sound huge.
This net takes place every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. I'd like to thank everyone who has made North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 946 and Atlanta
911.
I am WQIR 514. Who are you?
WRAS 519. 5 I don't know.
You don't know? All right. We'll get back
Oh.
with you on that.
515.
Yeah, apologies for that, FCC. We'll be sure we're in compliance by the end of the transmission. On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think you'd like to know. This is a family-based network, so we encourage you to get your family and your kids involved. Once the floor is opened, it is permissible to address the other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. The use of your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. When signing in, please speak slowly because that's how I type, and clearly as you give your tactical unit number, call sign, name, and location. Let me break. At this time, I'll take check-ins. Any Zello check-ins, please call Net Control now. Zello only, please. All right, so go ahead and switch to the log.
What's the log? 9?
9.
Lab 32, checking in from Forsyth Central High School in Cumming, WQQD 705, checking in and out.
Forsyth.
This is 253 WQNV 274, Donald from Blairsville, Georgia, from Bobo State Park.
This is Noonan 25, WRCL 957. Joe, I am located at the Fayette County Emergency Operations Center. I need to be short time. We've got our radio club meeting tonight.
That didn't type. Oh, yeah, it did.
Do we have another one?
This is Noonan 34, checking in from Noonan.
That's Noonan 34, WRSA 584.
WRSA 584. Okay. Net Control will acknowledge the following Zello check-ins. We have Atlanta 32 Chris in Forsyth. Thank you for checking in with us tonight, Chris. Great to hear from you. We have Atlanta 253 Donald in Vogel State Park. Donald, thank you for checking in. Looking forward to talking with you and finding out why you are there. And we have Noonan 25 Joe at the Fayette County Emergency Communications event, festival, carnival. I'm not sure what he said. He speaks faster than I can type, but Joe is a busy guy, and he's always involved in all things radio, and we appreciate many of the things that Joe does. He's going to be in and out tonight. Hopefully, he'll have a chance to come in with us later and talk a little bit about the Hamfest last week. But if not, then I'll do my portion as best I can. Next, we have Noonan 34. WRSA 584. I didn't catch your name or your location. Noonan 34. Please come back with that and both names, please. That would be great.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't realize this was a Zello check-in. I checked in a little early. This is Stephen and Jamie here in Noonan.
And Jamie. In Noonan. Okay, Stephen, I've got that. Noonan 34, checking in by way of the Noonan repeater, and that's okay. We're good with that. We're not all that rigid here. But we've got you in here as well as Jamie. We're looking forward to hearing from both of you here in just a little bit. At this time, let me see if there are any check-ins from any visiting, transient licensed GMRS operators or any new members of the North Georgia GMRS network. This is anyone who is licensed as a GMRS operator but is not a member and is new in the area, or anyone who is brand new. Please call Net Control now. Also taking check-ins from our youth 18 and under. Please call Net Control now. All right, so
This is WRFG 361, calling in from Snellville, Georgia. Check me in now, please. Just sign up for membership today.
Okay, I copied WRSG, and I'm not sure that's right. If you could come back one more time with your call sign and your name, please. And I've got you in the log as in and out. Great to hear from you. I think I may have seen your Facebook post here a little while ago, but glad to have new members in here. And if you could come back one more time with your name and your call sign one more time.
GMRS.
Let me see if I can find
Is
his.
it that one?
RFG.
361.
Yes, that is the one.
And then
Perfect.
it's Michael.
Michael. Okay, Michael, I have, we did a little research here and found your Facebook post. So I have WRFG 361, and we've got you in the log here, and we've got you in and out. So thank you for checking in with us, and we're looking forward to hearing from you and getting to know you a little bit better as time goes on. So it was great to hear from you this evening, and with that, I'm going to ask, do we have any additional check-ins? Any youth, any visitors, any transients, any new members? Please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 930 WRBM 963 Everett in Coldwater, Michigan.
Clearwater, Michigan. Wow.
Coldwater.
Oh, Coldwater. Still far.
Newman 29, Marty in Tyrone. Check me in and out, please. WRCU 796.
Okay, at this time, Net Control is going to acknowledge Atlanta 930, Everett in Coldwater, Michigan. Everett, it's fantastic to hear from you. It's been a while, my friend. Glad to hear you on the air, and looking forward to having a QSO here with you in just a little bit. And next I have another brand new guy, Noonan 29, Marty in Tyrone. Marty's in and out tonight. Appreciate you checking in, Marty, and that's no problem at all being out of order. We're good with it, so we're just going to keep right on rolling. And at this time, I'm going to take check-ins from, of course, anyone who is new or visiting or any of those kind of things is welcome to check in at any time. But next, I'm going to move on to Pine Log radio check-ins. Anyone checking in from the Pine Log repeater? Please call Net Control now.
Where would I find the live stream on it?
This is
It's on YouTube.
Atlanta 780 WQUV 439 Houston in Austell.
This is WQMN 733 Atlanta 36 Bill in Waleska.
This Atlanta 947 WQIR 514 Julie in Woodstock. Check me in and out, please. Thank you for covering the net, and thank you to Atlanta 911 for assisting in Studio B. Good night, everyone.
How lame.
Huh? You got to press the button if you want to talk to her.
I said how lame.
Oh, all right. Okay, at this time, Net Control will acknowledge Atlanta 780 Houston in Austell. Thank you, Houston, for checking in with us tonight. Hope that you are doing well and recovering rapidly. Next, I have Atlanta 36 Bill checking in from the Outpost in Waleska. Thank you, Bill, for checking in with us tonight. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And we have Atlanta 947 Julie right here in Woodstock with no excuses. But hopefully we'll hear from her on the air real soon. She's in and out tonight, too busy to be bothered. So with that, I'm going to call one more time for Pine Log check-ins, and then we'll open it up to all the repeaters.
This is
Atlanta 291.
Atlanta 291 WQIJ 279. Nick in Ackworth, in and out. Good evening.
He's always in and out. He never wants to talk to me.
Well, why would anybody want to talk to you? I mean, I'm
Seems
surprised
like
I talked to you.
kind of the point. But
Atlanta 261 WRCT 399. Scott from Holly Springs. Checking in.
That's Pine Log?
Yeah, that was Pine Log.
Where's Sassafras on your...
Well, it's not going to be on there. But if you look at the system manager, when one of the repeaters comes on, it'll light up which repeater it is. So watch for Pine Log now, wherever that's right here on top.
Oh, okay.
Okay, net control is acknowledging Atlanta 291. Nick in Ackworth. Nick is in and out tonight. Appreciate that, Nick. Glad to hear from you. And we have Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs. And Scott is checking in. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open up check-ins to any repeater anywhere. Any repeater anywhere, please call net control now.
This is McDonough 22 WRCR 952 Tim in Stockbridge, Georgia on the handheld. Check me in and out tonight, Justin, and y'all have a good net, but I'll be on after this. Good night.
Okay.
This is Jennifer from Holly Springs, Atlanta 263, WRCT 399, checking in and out this evening.
This is 29. Check me back in. I don't need to go out as I thought I might, so I'll just sit on the side and wait till I'm called. Unit 29.
Okay, Marty, we've got you checked back into the log. And I'd also like to acknowledge McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge, checking in and out tonight. Appreciate that, Tim. Glad to hear from you and hope everything's going well. And we have Atlanta 263, Jennifer in Holly Springs, also in and out. It's fantastic hearing from you, Jennifer. Hope that you're having a fantastic evening, and we'll catch up with you, I'm sure, real soon. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and go back up to the top and start our general comments and announcements and such. And anyone who didn't get a chance to check in, just hang out. I'll be glad to take your check-in as we roll along. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go next to Atlanta 32, Chris in Forsyth. And you can switch the video now since we're kind of done taking. Yeah, there you go. All right, Chris in Forsyth, are you with us this evening? Yeah, something like that.
I'm just sitting at Forsyth Central High School in Cumming, Georgia. Just waiting on a soccer team to get done. Well, playing soccer tonight.
Okay, high school soccer. Well, that sounds like a great time, a good way to pass the evening. Stay warm indoors in the gymnasium, and I always enjoyed soccer. I was never any good at it, but that was always a fun game to play. I'm still not any good at it, but you know, there's always an excuse to stand around and watch people play soccer while consuming beverages. So yeah, that works. And next we have Atlanta 253, Donald at the Vogel State Park. What are you up to, Donald?
Maybe.
Good evening, Justin, and good evening to the rest of the net. Just got a cottage rented for Thursday night through Sunday with my mother up here.
I love Vogel.
Oh, that's very cool. So you're going to have some family time and enjoy the adventures of Vogel State Park. I've never been there. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Yeah. What's at Vogel?
Some good hiking trails, beautiful lake,
Ah.
waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
All
not
right.
that far.
Well, let's go.
We should go.
We should go. All right, Donald. Well, you've got it all scoped out for us, and you can tell us the best places and show us the highlights. And when it's time for us to go, we'll know just what to do. Appreciate all of that. And I hope that you enjoy time with your mom, and yeah, that sounds like fun. Vogel State Park for the weekend. Next, I've got Noonan 25, Joe at Fayette County. I've got him checked in here as in and out, so I don't know that he's going to have a chance to talk to us, but maybe later in the program, Joe will have the opportunity to chime back in and talk a little bit about some of the things that we did when we were at the Dalton Ham Fest. And if Joe doesn't come back, then I'll do my portion. I'll do my best to fill that portion in. Next on my list is Noonan 34, Stephen. Stephen is, I believe, a brand new member. And Stephen, what's happening in your part of the world?
Well, we're just pulling at the house. I just put a new radio in my car, and we're talking on it. And Jamie and I just went out to dinner for my birthday dinner. So yeah, I'm a fairly new member, just a few months old. And Jamie is excited about being able to talk on the radio. So here, let me let her say something real quick. So say hi.
Hi, I'm Jamie, and I'm new to the radio. Maybe next year I might get my license.
Well, I think she thinks she's on the ham radio to get her license, but she's excited about getting on the radio. So back to you guys, and we're probably going to step out, so I'll go ahead and get my call sign now. WRSA 584 and 34.
Okay, well that is fantastic stuff, and your newly installed radio sounds terrific, and so congratulations on that. And much appreciate the opportunity to speak with Jamie on the air and exercise that GMRS privilege. It's very cool stuff, and that's one of the things we love about GMRS is the opportunity to get our family members on the air, and so that's great stuff. We hope very much to hear more from Jamie as we go here, and very much welcome having the youth check in on the net. I've got you in the log here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you out so that you can move on with the rest of your evening. Oh, and also wanted to say, February birthdays are the best because that's what we have around here. 947 and myself are both February babies. And we have a great time. February is a fantastic month to be born in. So congratulations on that. And thank you, Stephen and Jamie. I've got you both checked in and out. Next on my list is WRFG 361 Michael. And Michael is a brand new member. I believe he just paid his dues today. And he may not have his tactical unit number assigned quite yet. But he couldn't wait to get checked in. So, Michael, we've got you in here. A little hard to read you, but maybe you can find a better location next week, and or make some improvements to your system so we can read you a little bit better. And look forward to getting to know you and having some QSOs over the net and as we go. So, thank you, Michael. WRFG 361. For checking in with us tonight. Next on my list, I have an old friend of North Georgia GMRS, Atlanta 930 Everett in Coldwater, Michigan, checking in with us by way of Zello. Everett, it's fantastic to hear from you. How are things going?
Maybe.
Zello is a little bit finicky sometimes, and it can be there can be some pause or hesitancy in being able to get the push to talk button to work on that silly thing. So we kind of have to, and that's part of what I'm doing at this very moment, is stalling. If I talk about how long it takes to be able to check in on Zello, maybe we can get Everett in here. Because as soon as I hit this key, it's going to cause him to take a minute again. But I think I've stalled as long as is reasonable, so we're going to go ahead and with that, Everett, we're not hearing anything from you, so I'm going to just assume that you're in and out. But it was great to hear from you, and if you get the opportunity later in the broadcast to chime back in, you are welcome to. But for the time being, I'm going to show you as logged out. But thank you, Atlanta 930 Everett, Coldwater, Michigan. It's great hearing from you. That brings me next to Noonan 29, Marty in Tyrone. How you doing this evening, Marty? All right.
Well, I think I'm back in order. I was out of order and then back in order and didn't have to leave and had to leave. And I think I'm sitting in the chair for good now at this point. Doing great down here. First of all, a big hearty welcome to all the new folks. The roster seems to be getting bigger and better as we go. And I'll give a quick tip for some of those. Those who may or may not have some difficulty, especially with HTs, and are new to it, going outside, albeit the weather's a little chilly tonight, but going outside can often make the difference between getting into the system and or not getting into the system. That's always a big thing. And sometimes taking a trip upstairs to a window facing the mountain or repeater that you're trying to get into can also help if you have that as an option. I don't have much help for the group. We came back from a pizza tonight, and it was a last-minute scramble to get in here. I thought I was late, and it turned out I was out of order early. There you have it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it from Noonan 29. Back to net there, Justin.
Well, I'm glad that you made it into the net tonight, Marty. And just as a kind of a rule of thumb, the way that we operate around here is disorder is the only order in which we go by. So that works out just fine. You know, we have a lot of rules, and we don't follow most of them. So, but you know, we do comply with the FCC rules. Those are the ones that we all have to pay attention to. But in any case, glad that you were able to make it in here, and always a pleasure. And look forward to hearing from you again real soon. Next on my list is Atlanta 780, Houston in Austell. Houston, have you had an adventurous week?
Hi, good evening, Justin. Good evening to the rest of the net. Yes, sir. If you want to call that an adventurous week, we will call it that. But, yeah. I had the right knee replaced Monday. They did a full replacement, and it's still a little bit sore, and probably will be for quite a few days. Happy birthday, if I didn't tell you. Today was my wife's birthday, but we didn't get to go out anywhere, but I'm sure she'll make up for it. And that's about all we got here. We're probably going to put it to bed early tonight again.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad to hear that the procedure on Monday was successful, and I understand that you're probably still pretty sore, and I could imagine that you would be. But based on your recovery the last time around and your performance in your exercises and your PT, I expect you'll be up and running around, and Mona will have a hard time keeping you pinned down pretty quick. So we'll tell Mona happy birthday, and once again I'm going to say February birthdays are the best birthdays.
Negative.
But 911 doesn't agree, but that's okay. She's allowed to have an opinion we can all disregard.
No, we're going into the best month. Just remember that.
The best munch?
Month.
A month.
Sorry,
Oh,
I got
the best
celery
month.
in my mouth now.
So, all right, Houston. Well, thanks again for checking in with us and giving us that report. We were all curious how things went, and
I wanted to say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Before we move on, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
To Mona.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mona. I'm going to move on before one of us decides to start singing.
It won't be me.
We're not allowed to do that on radio. So thank you again, Houston. And next I'm going to move on to Houston. I'm going to go ahead and show you checked out of the log so that you can turn it off and hit the hay like you'd suggested. So just bear that in mind. I've got you in and out. And next on my list is Atlanta 36, Bill at the Outpost. How you doing this evening, Bill?
Good evening and good evening to the net. Doing great. Sunshine. Beautiful day. Going to soak up as much as I can because I think about Monday, it looks like it's looking bleak again on the weather, and looking forward hopefully to a great weekend. And have the old Tough Book all powered up in a stack of Motorola's, trying to figure out am I in DOS, am I on a rib cable, and what I'm doing. But in the meantime, enjoying every minute of it. So with that, I'll throw it back to Net Control.
Well, fantastic. Glad to hear that you've got the Tough Book out and it's playing well. I have a pair of those that don't play well, and I'm going to see if Atlanta 737, well, he's not Atlanta 737 anymore. I'm not sure who he is, but I'm going to see if he can get him going for me, and we'll get Windows XP on one of them and just have that available as a programming machine. And yeah, that's good stuff. So glad to hear that you're able to tinker with those radios and make them all play. Very fun stuff. I wish I had more time to just tinker and program and mess with the radios. That's the one thing I just don't seem to get enough time to do.
That's what retirement's for.
Well, I'm not there yet. But next on the list, I have Atlanta 947, Julie in Woodstock. Julie is in and out tonight, so we're going to move right along from there to Atlanta 291. Nick in Ackworth. Nick is also in and out tonight, so that brings me to my favorite, Atlanta 261. Scott in Holly Springs. Scott, how you doing this evening?
Well, I don't know, to be honored, your favorite, that'd be cool. But I was going to thank you, Net Control. I was going to see if you had extra chips with that queso this evening.
Yeah.
I had a debate with Mommy about white cheese dip and queso. What's the difference? I'm just going to run down my little list. And thank you to Atlanta 32. I had a meet and greet yesterday morning, and I got a new Kenwood HT. So we're playing with that. And oh my gosh, I was going to see about the net last Thursday. I appreciate it. We were in the middle of a dinner, $35 pepperoni and cheese pizzas and calamari and all this stuff. So thank you, Net Control. We'll leave it at that, and so much to talk about.
Very nice. Yeah, those rehearsal dinners can be very demanding of your time. But yes, as I was saying, of all the 261s that I know, you are indeed my favorite. So there you have that. Yeah, my jokes aren't always good, but they are cheap.
Lordy.
Yes. So thank you, Scott, for checking in with us tonight, and glad you're able to get those radios from Atlanta 32, or that radio, and hope that works out well for you. I'm a little bit jealous. I would love to have had another HT, but all the ham fests that I've been to lately kind of suggested that maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't always listen to those suggestions.
I was going to say, since when do you listen to anything?
Well, yeah, funny story. I have this envelope that I've been stuffing cash into. You know, each week at the end of the week, if I've got $15, if I got $5, if I've got $40, whatever I've got, I just put it in the envelope. And I've been doing that for a while now. And so there's this envelope in the safe. I have no idea how much money is in it. But that's the money that I'm going to take to the Hamfest. So Friday night, I get that envelope out of the safe, and I set it on the counter in the bathroom next to my glasses and my ID, and, you know, what could possibly go wrong? Except halfway to the Dalton Hamfest, I realized I have my glasses and I have my ID, but I do not have that envelope. So I didn't have my...
And you didn't even know how much money you had to spend.
No, I didn't, but I did count it when I came home Saturday late
And it was like
afternoon.
$5 because the wife took most of it.
Well, that was a potential because she was in Savannah, but no, there was good Hamfest money in that envelope.
So did you buy anything at Hamfest?
Yeah, I did actually. I had a little bit of other cash that I hadn't put in the envelope yet, so I used that money and I scored a Kenwood Next Edge radio that I should be able to program for GMRS if I'm smart enough to do it. So
You could have made a phone call over to 911 center in Woodstock and said, "Hey, bring up my money."
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I don't think that would have been a good idea. But in any case, yeah. So, Scott, thank you for that and that excuse to tell that story. So, next on my list is McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge. Tim's busy tonight, but thanks for taking a minute, Tim, and poking your head in the window and saying hello. Glad to hear from you and hope that things are going well. And that brings me to our last check-in is Atlanta 263, Jennifer in Holly Springs. Jennifer is also in and out tonight, but we thank her for checking in with us this evening. It's great to hear from her as well. And so that brings me to the end of the list, and I'm now going to open up the floor for any late check-ins or any general comments. Please call Net Control now.
Smile.
Hey. Yeah.
This is Atlanta 244, WREB 246. That's check-in. I got in late tonight.
Okay, 244, what's your name? I don't mind that you're late. I just want to know who you are. You are Billy Harp.
And I thought he said 246 as well.
Did he? I didn't catch that. No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Atlanta 244, Billy, I've got you in the log. What have you got going on this week? Been a little while since I've heard from you, so what's been going on?
I started a new job over commercial and working pest control and still doing my real estate. Between both of them, I'm just running wide open.
Fantastic. A bug guy. Everybody needs a bug. I might need a new bug guy.
That's pretty buggy.
Yes. Pest control. Well, it just so happens that I'm about to fire my pest control company. Been a little bit unhappy with them here lately, but trying to balance the good with the bad. And they did a real solid for me when we had some repairs to the property to make, and when we were making those repairs, we found some termite damage. And the current pest control company sent someone out that did a fantastic job of repairing that termite damage, and so I'm really pleased with that. But since that time, I've had considerable grief from them, so I'm a little bit torn. Do I stay with them, or do I fire them? I don't know what to do, but I'll definitely keep that in mind, and I might have to give you a call here real soon. And yeah, so that's cool stuff. And what kind of real estate is it? Residential real estate?
Yeah, I'm a full-time real estate agent at Keller Williams.
Oh, the bad guys. Oh. Okay, well that's cool stuff. What areas do you primarily work in?
Work the Floyd County, Gordon County, Cherokee County, Pickens area, all that.
It's a wide range.
Yeah, all right. Very nice. Well, Atlanta 911 sitting right here beside me is also a realtor. That is what you are, isn't it?
Yes, I'm a realtor.
Did I say it right?
You did.
Okay, all right.
I'm so proud of you.
You should be.
10 years, well, 11 years knowing you.
Yeah?
And you finally got it right.
Oh, yeah, imagine that. What's your name?
Shut up.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, Billy. Well, thank you for checking in with us. Are there any other late check-ins? I'd like to check into the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Please call Net Control now.
I'm not hearing her outside, am I? She's inside?
I don't know. Nope, they're all outside.
Jessie's loose outside?
She might be. She was when I had her here.
Okay.
Yeah, leashes are for amateurs. Okay, well, not hearing any late check-ins and not hearing any additional traffic, I'm going to call one more time for any questions or comments. And then I'm going to move on to my Dalton Hamfest story.
Dalton Hamfest. I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, hearing nothing, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the things that we were able to enjoy and explore at the Dalton Hamfest. Noonan 25 was there, and many of you have had the opportunity to explore some of Joe's adventures in radio with fox hunting, and the latest thing was satellite communications, and also communicating with the International Space Station. So while we were there at the Hamfest, there were a couple of satellite flyovers that Joe was able to take advantage of and make a demonstration for people at the Hamfest. And that was kind of fun, trying to make communications by way of satellite to hams in the region, in and around the country. It's pretty cool to be able to hear people. You know, as the satellite was coming up from the south, we were hearing Cuba and the Dominican Republic and some of those stations, and then it kind of switched over to some Florida call signs, and up in through Georgia, and then right on up the East Coast, through the New England states and on up into Canada. And it's pretty amazing how much of that you can hear, even well beyond the portion where you can hit the satellite. You can still hear a lot of call signs and a lot of traffic beyond your range. So that was really neat to be able to see how he does that. And he's got a directional Yagi style antenna, and it's got two sets of elements on it. It's got an HF set of elements that are polarized in one angle, and then 90 degrees out of phase from that is another set of UHF elements. So he's got the VHF and the UHF on one stick, and he's able to use that one antenna to transmit on the uplink and receive on the downlink as that satellite tracks overhead. Very cool, a lot of fun, neat thing to see, and it also attracted the interest. Let me break. It attracted the interest of a local newspaper in the area, and they stopped and had a little talk with Joe and asked a bunch of questions and took a few pictures, and so Joe made it into the newspaper up there. We've got a link to that article on North Georgia GMRS. Joe was able to post that last night or this morning. I don't remember which.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Joe's the poster child.
Yes, he is. And many of you heard him talk about, and I haven't had a chance to follow up with him. I was hoping he would be on the air with us tonight. His adventures at Kettridge Elementary, or I think it was a middle school. Kettridge Middle School, I'm pretty sure is what it was. But he had the opportunity to engage with a class, a group of students at the school, and speak with the astronauts on the International Space Station. And the kids were able to get on the air and ask questions of the astronauts directly. So that's very cool stuff, and love the fact that he's able to share the radio hobby with our youth, our kids, not my kids, but they're our kids anyway. They're our next generation. They're our future leaders, and it's very cool to have them exposed to our hobby in that way. So that's really all I have. At this point, I'm going to call one more time for any late check-ins. We don't want to leave anybody out. Yeah, so anybody late check-ins, any comments, questions, or remarks, the floor is open. Please call net control.
And this is usually when I check in.
Yeah. It is, actually.
Comment for net control for Justin.
Justin? Who's Justin?
Yeah. Well, hold on, Donald. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, here he is. Go ahead.
He left the building.
You said you were looking for an exterminator for bugs. I will get the number for you, and I know a place that does that.
Okay, well then, yeah, definitely pass that information along. I haven't decided whether I'm going to fire those clowns yet or not, but I might. And if I do, I have to have something in place to replace them because we can't be without that service. But yeah, something I've been thinking about. So yeah, if you can pass that information along, Donald, that would be good.
Just remind me when.
Yeah, I'll get you the name and text it to you.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. And at this time, once again, last call for questions, comments, or late check-ins. Please call Net Control now. Time to wrap it up. All right. Okay, well, hearing nothing, I'm going to go ahead and take that as my cue that we need to go ahead and close this thing down. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me and Atlanta 911 this evening. Appreciate that. This now concludes the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. We had a total of 18 check-ins. We would have 19, but I don't think Atlanta 911 ever actually officially checked in. So she doesn't get to be a part of tonight's event, even though she's here and on the air with us.
An opportunity to check in.
Did you ever figure out what your call sign is?
Yeah, WRAS 515.
Oh, okay. I think that's correct, actually.
It is correct.
You may be correct.
But I'm not right.
But you ain't right. So we had a total of 18 check-ins, including myself, but not including 911. Net Control will be returning the repeater back to normal use. Everyone that signed in should sign out. Thank you for allowing us to be your Net Control tonight.
Yay.
Good night, everyone. Atlanta 946 WQIR 514 and
Atlanta 911 WRAS 515 clear.
And we're clear. Okay, YouTube folks. Thanks for hanging out with us, putting up with all of that, and whatever else it is that we do.
This is 253 WQMV 274 clear.
I think this was the Tweedledee and the Tweedledum show.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what it is when you're on.
All right, I'm
Clear and monitoring.
Okay, so we're a little out of place and out of practice on this. Let me see if I can find the right set of buttons to push. There we go. Ha ha ha. Let's see.
Atlanta 261.
This one right
Clear
here.
and monitoring.
Folks, we're going to close this out.
And yes, we could talk
Appreciate
about
you hanging out with us, and we are gone. Good night,
flyover
everyone,
all day
and
long.
we'll all talk to you
Thank
all
Net
soon.
Control.
Don't hit the enter button.